Welcome to Go Beyond Busy. Today's episode takes a slightly different angle on business growth. Christine speaks with Anni Eza from Seeds of Bliss, who works with clients around the world to help them understand themselves on a deeper level and how that shapes the way they run their business. This conversation looks at intuition, self-awareness, and why pushing harder is not always the answer.
Hello, I'm Christine from Go Beyond Busy. I'm here with Anni Eza, who is in Crete in Greece, and she runs a business called Seeds of Bliss. How are you today, Anni?
Hey, Christine, I'm good. I'm closing the day with this beautiful meeting with you here.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege to have you here. So tell me, what have you learned about running a business that you wish you'd known earlier?
I have learned, let's say the hard way, that who we are interferes with every aspect of our life, our business included. So if you want a successful business, you have to understand that success is all about becoming more and more who you really are every day.
So how does somebody become more who they are?
Through healing. Because healing is not about fixing ourselves. It is more about removing the fear and the layers of conditioning, educational conditioning, societal conditioning, family conditioning, so that we are free to make whatever moves we like, to move forward as we really want and desire to move forward.
Is that something that you help people with?
Yes, this is actually my specialty. And this is also my embodied journey.
Tell me about that journey. I'd love to hear the story.
First of all, I want to mention that life has an outrageous sense of humor and a wild imagination, far more wilder than mine, for sure. So I have never intended to become a healer. I just stepped into my own healing journey so that I can be more self-aware, understand myself better, tap into my own potential, and access parts of myself that felt like they were dormant. I was very thirsty to open that door and reclaim those parts. And my healer back then insisted that I should be trained to become a healer myself because I would be an exquisite healer. Of course, I had no idea about that and what she was seeing in me. But I went into that first healing training out of curiosity. I love experimenting and trying new things. And then things started falling into place on their own, no effort. No pushing through, nothing. It just happened. And here I am today having more than 10,000 hours of experience under my belt as a healer and mental health specialist. And being in love with human existence.
So do you only do this in Crete or do you do it worldwide?
No, I only work online with clients from all around the world. And this is fantastic for me because I do not believe in any kind of divination like nationality, gender, sex, religion, societal background, profession, age. Nothing of those things matters to me. I really care for what is in your heart. This is the only thing that inspires me.
So you're working with the inner person.
Yeah, exactly. And mostly with people that want to make an impact. If they are parents or entrepreneurs, people who help others, doctors, nurses, whatever.
Tell me, from a business owner's point of view, how can getting in touch with your true self help you to run a business?
This is a very interesting question. And I really like it. I love it actually. Being in touch with yourself more and more is like activating an internal GPS, an internal compass. And the needle of that compass always points to the north very clearly. And it's your own north. So you know exactly where you should head next. What's the right decision for you? Even if everyone around you tries to convince you otherwise, you really know what's best for you and you can follow that path.
In the notes that you sent me before this podcast, there was 3 words that stuck out to me that I don't understand and I'd like you to explain. Those words were integrating shadow patterns. Can you explain what that means, please?
Okay. First of all, I want to clarify that whatever most people fear or dread or hate, I have a sweet tooth for that. So the darkness of the human existence, the unknown parts, the parts of ourselves that we criticize or judge or we're trying to avoid and neglect and bury down. I love those parts. This is where potential lies. So if we want to really expand in terms of relationships, happiness, health, business, whatever, money, we have to go through all those parts of ours and bring them back to the light, bring them forward because they hold tremendous power. And when we bring them back, when we reclaim them, we become whole. We stop being preoccupied by keeping them down, keeping them silent, and we dedicate all of our energy to what we want to really create.
So what are shadow patterns?
Anything could be a shadow pattern that orchestrates your life from a subconscious level without you even being aware of it, like a very subtle form of self-doubt, or comparing yourself to others, being jealous, and feeling that you're not good enough. Self-judgment is also a huge shadow pattern, which is also very often interpreted as self-improvement. But judgment is not improvement. Awareness can lead you to improvement because it comes from a place of neutrality. Judgment will never lead you to improvement. It's shadow. And when you shift judgment to awareness, then you have healing emotionally.
So you really need to get to know yourself and get to know what your own intuition is telling you to do going forward. Is that right?
Yeah. And by intuition is it's also we also mean the nervous system and the signals of the body, because intuition is something holistic, like a compass, as I said before. It's not something vague or woo-woo or mystical. It's something very real. But we have learned to use our minds so much that we have neglected all those other wonderful forms of intelligence that we also carry as human beings.
So I guess that from a business owner's point of view, once you get to know yourself and you trust your intuition, then things just flow more naturally. Is that right? And it just feels less of an effort to run your business.
It feels less of an effort, or actually not effort at all, in every aspect of your life, your business included. So, business is only one expression of ourselves, one aspect of our life. And the more we go deep in ourselves, the more we understand who we really are, the more we understand what's best for us. So there's no effort. There's only effort when there's friction, and friction indicates that you're heading to the wrong direction. So if you have to push through, if you have to put so much effort, then this isn't your door because it's not opening. If you have to put explosives behind that door to open it, then move on, please. Move to the next door and experiment. If it opens, it's your door. If it doesn't, it's not yours, and that's okay. Don't waste your time. It's precious.
So, Annie, you told me before we started this podcast that you have a free gift that you would like to give to listeners. Can you tell me about that, please?
Yep. First of all, the first free gift is a healing workshop around guilt. which is a huge obstacle, especially around money and therefore business. The second free gift is a healing meditation created by me called Igniting Your Inner Power.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll put the links to where people can get these gifts underneath this podcast. I'll also put a link to where people can get in touch with me if they'd like to talk with me about their business, and a link to how they can get in touch with Annie. So thank you very much for joining me today, Annie. I've really enjoyed it.
If this conversation has you thinking about how you're showing up in your business, maybe you need to have a chat with Annie or Christine. You can find the links to Annie's free gifts and ways to connect with both Annie and Christine under the recording. And if you're ready to get more clarity and direction in your business, head to gobeyondbusy.com.